48 nations. Just think about that for a second.
Yeah.
The 2026 FIFA World Cup isn't just coming. It's set to be this massive global football festival. Yeah, bigger than anything we've seen before.
Absolutely.
So this deep dive, this is your express ticket to understanding what's new, and we're going to put a real focus on, well, one of the sport's big powers.
Exactly. We're diving right into the 2026 World Cup. We'll dissect the impact of that expanded format, look at who's already punched their ticket, And like you said, pay special attention to Italy. We'll explore their amazing history, the current squad, the coaching tactics, the whole deal.
And to get the real inside scoop, we've got this great analysis right here. It's called Qualified Teams for 2026 World Cup, a detailed analysis.
Right.
So our mission today is pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Give you a really clear picture of the big changes for 2026 and a focused look at Italy. Their past glories, sure, but also their current challenges and what you should watch for as they try to qualify.
Makes sense.
Okay, so let's unpack the biggest thing first, that jump to 48 teams.
Yeah, that's the headline, isn't it? Moving from 32 teams, the format we've known since, 98?
Yeah, it feels like forever.
Right, to 48, it's a seismic shift. It completely changes qualification across all the confederations. You look at UEFA, they jumped to 16 spots.
16, wow.
CONMEBOL gets 6, maybe 7. CONCACAF, 3 to 6, excluding the hosts. AFC, 8 or 9. CAF, 9 or 10. And even OFC, Oceania, gets 1, maybe even 2 spots.
That is a massive reshuffle. It feels like this could really, open the door for nations that have always been sort of on the edge.
Definitely. More chances for those underdog stories we all love, right?
Exactly.
It really could bring more diversity, different playing styles, different football cultures into the tournament. Countries that maybe didn't have a realistic shot before, now they do. And speaking of first, it's the first time it's co-hosted by 3 nations, USA, Mexico, and Canada.
A proper North American showpiece. And we've got some key dates, iconic venues already locked in, yeah.
We do. The opening match, June 11th, 2026, Mexico City, the legendary Estadio Azteca.
Incredible stadium.
And the final, that's going to be at the New York, New Jersey Stadium, July 19th, 2026.
Okay, mark those calendars, everyone.
Definitely. And for the super planners out there, the final draw is set for December 2025. That'll be somewhere in the U.S.
Right, that's when it all starts to feel really real, when the groups are set.
Exactly. We see the potential paths to the final then.
And there's a change to the group stage format, too, isn't there? Not the usual 4-team groups.
Correct. We're moving to 16 groups, but each group only has 3 teams.
3 teams.
Okay.
That changes things.
It really does. It adds some interesting strategic wrinkles. With just 3 teams, every single match becomes absolutely crucial. The scenarios for who goes through, it'll be fascinating.
Less room for error, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the big picture of this expanded World Cup. Now, who's already booked their flights, so to speak? As of March 2025, the analysis says 7 teams are in.
That's right. So the hosts, obviously, USA, Canada, Mexico, they get automatic spots.
Got it.
Then through the qualifiers, we've got Japan. They topped their AFC group. New Zealand won the OFC final. Iran also grabbed an AFC spot. And Argentina, the defending champs, they led the way in CONMEBOL.
Okay, interesting mix already. Argentina, Japan, New Zealand.
Yeah, a few regulars, a few less frequent faces maybe.
And obviously, the qualification battles are still raging everywhere else for those remaining spots. It's going to be tense for a lot of teams, including the one we're focusing on today, Italy.
Italy. Their World Cup journey is always a massive story, isn't it, given their history?
Absolutely.
I mean, 4 World Cup titles, one of the most successful nations ever, 1934, 1938, 1982, and then 2006.
Those are legendary wins. I mean, 2006 in Germany, the feeling after that, unbelievable.
Totally. But, and this is important, it hasn't all been smooth sailing, has it?
No, definitely not. There have been some pretty big bumps in the road, too.
That's the crucial bit. 4 titles, yes, but they also failed to qualify for 2018 and 2022.
Which was just shocking, really, for Italy.
Huge shocks. It really shows how tough even qualifying can be. Historically, their success was built on that tactical discipline, that incredible defensive organization.
Classic Italian way, right? That catenaccio idea, though maybe evolved over time, that focus on being hard to break down.
Exactly. Looking at the current team, though, where are their strengths now?
Good question.
Well, the analysis suggests strong team cohesion is still there. The midfield's got a lot of technical ability, good passers. And the defense, maybe not the absolute wall it once was, but still very solid.
Okay, so cohesion, midfield technique, solid defense. What about the weaknesses? Where do they need to improve?
Couple of key things stand out. First, finding a truly world-class striker who consistently scores goals. That's been a bit of an issue.
Right, the number 9 problem.
Yeah. Second, qualification performance has been inconsistent sometimes. And third, just maintaining that high level, that momentum through the knockout rounds of big tournaments. That's been a challenge.
So lacking that killer instinct up front sometimes, and maybe consistency issues.
Yeah, and that reliance on the collective attack, because they don't have that one standout goal scorer, it's both a challenge and maybe a chance for them to innovate tactically.
So the coaching staff, they've got a big job on their hands. What's their general approach, their game plan for qualifying and, hopefully, the tournament?
Well, the current thinking seems to be about tactical flexibility, but still keeping that defensive solidity Italy's known for.
So adapting the tradition.
Kind of. You might see them switch between, say, a back three for more defensive cover, maybe a back four if they want to press higher, trying to blend the old strengths with modern demands.
Makes sense.
But getting consistent results with that flexible approach against all sorts of different opponents, that's still a work in progress, according to the analysis.
And this new expanded format. That must throw up new challenges for the coaches too, right? More games, maybe less rest.
Oh, absolutely. Managing that packed schedule with 48 teams, that's a huge test of planning, squad management, rotating players effectively, keeping everyone fresh, maintaining team spirit. It's going to be vital.
Okay, let's dig into the squad itself a bit more. What's the mix like? Experience versus youth.
It's an interesting mix, actually. You've got some experienced guys, players who were part of that Euro 2021 win, which wasn't that long ago.
True.
Alongside them, there's a crop of younger players coming through, starting to make a name for themselves.
So, bit of a transition maybe.
Possibly. What's noticeable is, while there's definite quality, they maybe don't have those huge, globally recognized individual superstars like some other top nations right now.
Okay, so maybe more emphasis on the team working together.
Exactly. It puts more pressure on the collective understanding, the tactical execution being spot on.
And what about international experience across the squad? Is it pretty even or?
There's definitely a range. Some key players have played loads of big games, high-pressure situations. Others, particularly the younger ones, might not have that World Cup level experience yet.
So that blend could be interesting to watch.
Yeah, that mix of know-how and youthful energy. How they manage that will be key.
And physically, how do they make sure everyone's peaking at the right time, especially with qualifying spread out and then the intense tournament?
Yeah, the physical prep is apparently very detailed. Structured programs to get players hitting peak fitness for the key qualifying windows, and then, if they make it for the tournament itself. Injury prevention is obviously huge, too.
I bet.
And interestingly, the analysis mentions tailored fitness plans for different positions, like forwards focusing on sprint speed metrics, midfielders on distance covered, defenders on things like tackle success rate, strength, agility.
Wow, really specific data-driven stuff then.
Seems like it. Very targeted.
Okay, so pulling it all together, Italy's prospects for 2026, what's the overall feeling?
Well, like we said, the bigger format might actually make qualification a bit more accessible, maybe a slightly easier path.
A bit more breathing room, perhaps?
Potentially. But the core challenges are still there. Finding goals consistently and blending that strong defense with a more dynamic attack, that's the puzzle they need to solve.
Right, getting that balance right between being solid and being dangerous going forward. And that final draw, December 2025, that's going to be massive, isn't it?
Oh, huge. Who they get in their group, who they might face in the knockouts.
Yeah.
That will massively shape their potential run in the tournament.
Yeah.
And obviously how they actually perform in the rest of the 2025 qualifiers.
Yeah.
Everyone's watching that incredibly closely. Every game counts.
Okay, well, there you have it. We've taken a pretty deep dive into the 2026 World Cup, looked at the huge changes with the expanded format, and really focused in on Italy's journey to try and get there. It's shaping up to be a fascinating tournament.
It really is. This bigger World Cup, it throws up new opportunities, new hurdles for everyone. And Italy, with all that history, they're right in the thick of it, trying to use their strengths while fixing those areas they need to work on.
And that leaves us with this final thought for you listening. As Italy pushes to get back onto that World Cup stage, it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? How much does a team's history, their pedigree, actually impact their chances now, especially with the tournament changing so much?
Yeah, it's a great question.
In this new era of international football, what does past success really guarantee? Something to think about as we all watch the road to 2026 unfold.